All right. We're going to call the meeting officially to order of the West Tawakoni Economic Development Corporation at 5:30 p.m. And present today, we have myself, Mary, Casey, Kathy, and Larry. Absent today is Cindy Phillips. She's still at work. And Rhett Byers, and he had an appointment in Greenville, so he didn't know that he could make it out. If he could, he'll show up at some point, okay? But we have a quorum present. Would everyone like to rise for the invocation? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for being there for us, for giving us such a wonderful Easter and Easter weekend. We ask that you guide our board today to make the best decisions for our community and our state. And we ask that you help bless us to make the wise decisions going forward. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, so now we'll go on to announcements. And the first announcement I want to make is I want to introduce everyone here on the EDC board to our new city administrator. This is Chris Kidwell. He comes to us from outside of Houston, Galveston area, from the city of Pearlman.
I was in Pearland several years ago.
Okay. And that beach. He's got a great bio on that newsletter I just mentioned to everybody. And Chris, do you mind if I call you Chris?
Of course, no.
Okay, because I cannot answer to you. So if you want Mr. Kidwell, I will. But one of the reasons that I invited you to come and sit a little bit closer is I want to let you know on the bylaws of this EDC, both you and the mayor have a seat at this board. So you are welcome to be here anytime and to give any kind of input and to talk with the board and to give your opinions on any agenda items. You're just not able to vote for the things that are being decided unless you're officially appointed on the board. That make sense?
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Okay. So, do y'all have any questions, Mr. Kidwell?
I don't. Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It's nice to meet all of you. Had a great conversation with Dr. Milburn earlier today. So.
I'm Donna. So.
President. Thank you for that.
Well, I can speak on behalf of everyone here. I think we are very happy to have you with the city, and we hope that this is going to be something that you enjoy doing.
Oh, I hope so too.
I tease you a little bit about the groups and the other things, but really, you've got a really great group of people up here at City Hall, and most of the citizens here are wonderful. And the ones that are a little bit difficult really are wonderful too. They're just trying to make what's good for the city in the way that they see it.
Just get used to criticism.
It's nothing new.
All right, so the next announcement I want to give is I do want to again mention that newsletter. If you haven't seen it, you go to the city's website and there's an actual link right there. You click on it and I think it's beautifully done. It's going to be a good way to get information out to the community about what's going on. So I would check that each time. It does, which is very wonderful. The Tawakoni Area Public Library and the Texas Workforce Solutions have their job training program on April 26th. They'll be doing that from 10 to 12 p.m. The first hour will focus on troubleshooting job searches, and the second hour will focus on helping people who are there build their resume and actually apply for the jobs. Okay. The next announcement is that Deer Run Golf Club is our April Business of the Month. So you can go to the EDC Facebook page or to the city page to see that. Next, the Lake Tawakoni Regional Chamber of Commerce Luncheon that we are hosting for this month will be April 16th from 11:30 to 1 o'clock. And Rancheros has agreed they will go ahead and cater that lunch for us.
Donna, where does that take
Which
place?
one is that
It's
now?
at the chamber.
At the chamber.
Is that the one that they changed to the 30th? April 30th?
No, she did not change that to the 30th. If she did, she did not.
I don't believe that's been
communicate that with
changed.
me.
Well, there's something that I saw, on my
Was that the
telephone.
chow with the chamber?
Huh?
I think that was the chow with chamber. I could be mistaken on the title.
Oh,
I don't
okay, maybe I'm wrong, okay, I just wanted to make
I think
sure.
it was a chamber event that got changed though.
Yeah, I think a chamber event got changed, but not our lunch.
Okay,
Of course, they had a lot of rain come through the ceiling, so I might be cleaning carpets before we have that. But I'm sure Dina will let me know. But I think we're still set for April
Okay.
16th. But I will stay on top of that and double check too.
I can help you with that.
Okay. Then we have our Catfish Festival still occurring on May 9th from 10 to 4. Dina Sweeney stated that the tournament portion of the festival this year has been canceled. Their board has decided not to do fishing.
Look on the side. Sorry.
East Tawakoni EDC is hosting their 2026 race event still across the SSGT McNabb Memorial Bridge, and their times are still the same, but we want to make sure that everybody knows. The Victory Dash is at 8 a.m., the Fun Run at 8:30, and the 5K at 9. And so we're encouraging people who have signed up there that are running for charity when they get finished with that to come over to our Catfish Festival at 10. The Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful group is hosting the city's cleanup on April 11th from 8 to noon. And then our mayor wanted me to make sure that we announce that Big Tex Trailers Company is hosting a hiring event in the fire department parking lot on April 19th from 9 to 3.
9th and 19th.
Double check. I think it's the 19th. Kathy, is your phone still on?
Yeah.
So I believe it's the 19th.
That just came out today. Do you want to announce it? First responders lunch.
You go ahead and announce that.
So the first responders lunch for the chamber will be at the Quinlan Fort High School Commons area on May 29th. And that is sponsored by the EDCs of West Tawakoni, Lonoke, and Quinlan.
So that is our annual event for the first responders. And it is this year, it is Quinlan's EDC's responsibility to find who's catering and to manage the food and all of that. And all 3 EDCs split the cost of that.
And they had to increase the location due to the amount of people coming.
Which is a good thing. Good for the community.
That's what this working for. It's at the Fort High School Commons. At the end.
Any other announcements?
but it's pretty,
All right. So we're open now for citizens input. There are no citizens here, so there's no input. And I did not receive any emails for input. So we'll move on to the consent agenda. Our consent agenda involves approving the EDC minutes for March, the bank statement for March, the bills paid and to be paid, and the profit and loss statements for March. You have those in your packets. So when you look at the bank statement, you'll see that we have provided the city with the $6,350 payment for the park improvements. We have our Quinlan ISD Education Foundation for their tournament. They've received their $500. Our attorney Lee received her $500, and the Chamber of Commerce received their $5,000 for the Catfish Festival.
It's amazing how fast the work was completed at the park, and it looks great. Good investment.
Yeah, they were on top of that very quickly.
I think it's good.
It does.
It's really in.
Do y'all have any questions for Mary about this month's bank statement?
Do not.
I noticed we had a good sales tax revenue that came in, so this month was very nice.
And thank you for supplying the trailing for the sales tax revenue. It's going to help us understand if we're improving.
All right, so the chair would entertain a motion for approving the consent agenda items A through D.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
I
A through
second
D.
the motion.
All in favor?
All right.
All right, so we'll move on to item 7. Discuss and or take action on a budget amendment to increase the amount for the job training, job-related expenditures from the $5,000 that appears to have been added by default from the 2024 budget into that line item to the previously agreed amount of $2,500 or to a higher amount. So when we did our budget workshop, we all talked about and agreed that we were going to have $2,500 in there. That was the original amount that was budgeted. And that's because that's the amount that we have granted, that the Library and Texas Workforce Commission has asked for us to grant for that program. Their program is continuing to do, in my opinion, a pretty amazing job. They keep a folder. They have everyone sign in who comes in. They're monitoring the people there. They've gotten several people jobs, which is really good. And they now actually have advertised enough. They have a few members of our community who have struggled quite a bit in their past education, and they cannot read. So they are actually starting a program where they are teaching these individuals how to read. And so they're not just going and getting jobs and filling out the applications for them. They're actually teaching them how to do fundamental reading and improving their skills so that they can not only get a job, but maintain a job easier. But the problem is that, we were having trouble with the computer system, if you recall, during the budget workshop, and it kept defaulting back to old amounts. Well, when I looked at this for us to go and approve that grant again, if we choose to do that, we only have $1,000 on that line item. So to be able to give a grant of $2,500, we have to do a budget amendment. Mary, you want to explain?
So it looks like when things defaulted back, line if everybody wants to follow, if you want to follow, it's on page 7 of the financial statement. We've got line items 5330, which is payments for job training.
Here, I'm gonna look on yours with you since I filed mine.
5785 for job/workforce related expenses, and then 5787 job fair. All of those add up to a total of $2,000. If we want to get to the previously agreed amount of $2,500, we need to amend by combining all those into one line item, and we can all just move them to one where it's under the 5786 job training, where it's broad enough to where if we're doing any other job training events, we can pull it from there. And then we would need to amend $500 from another line item to get to that $2,500. I was thinking we could use the 5325 other projects where we have $10,000 in it, and maybe we could pull $500 from there to get to that total of the $2,500. Does that make sense, or did I say that way too fast?
Oh, it makes sense. I guess my question would be: is even at the 2,500, if that is already for the TWC, is there going to be a need for more later in the year, or would we just go back and make another amendment down the road because what we're doing is saying, hey, we're going to basically hit the cap of what we set aside, still have a lot of year ahead of us. Would it make sense to add more to that, knowing that they're expanding on what they're doing and there may be more opportunities for that?
I think there's definitely room to expand it if that's what we decide.
Well, I would certainly be okay with expanding it, so because if we don't use it, we don't use it. Not a big deal. But if we don't do it, then we have to turn around and do another budget amendment and kind of go through it again for the next request.
I think it's such a big cause, yeah.
I remember when it was 2,500 and we did nothing.
You never used it?
I mean, we gave them the money, but we didn't do any program work.
Oh, okay. We didn't do anything additional to the money.
No.
Yeah. I'm game for whatever. You all just tell me what numbers to put in, and I'm good for it.
Well, I think it's reasonable to go ahead and put in at least another $1,000. So if we made it 3,500, that gives us that original default with 1,000 still available if something comes up. You know, our budget workshop will be in October, so the likelihood, I think, is fairly low that someone comes to us with a request between now and then. It's 6 months, but it still will open up that window that if they needed to or wanted to, they could.
I think so, and especially if it's a new program for them, they may need additional funding if the reading portion of it kicks off.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a good move.
So it sounds like the amount we're talking about, as I see everybody nodding, is to make it $3,500 into that, combined into that line item of 5786 for job training.
So if I understand, line 5330, 5785, 5787, those will no longer exist here. Everything
They'll
will be
just be
tied into
zeroed
one line
out,
item of
yes.
5786.
Correct.
with
Those will just be
$3,500.
zeroed out. We keep those accounts for auditing purposes, but I will just amend it and it will zero out. To zero for those, and then under 5786, we will put the total 3,500. We will need to amend the 5325 to reflect the other money that we're taking out. So I guess it's 2,500. Is that how? Does that make sense?
That sounds good to me. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to let Mary, since you're the one who has to write this up, I'm going to let Mary make the motion so she can use the correct verbiage on it.
Okay, let me write it all out. Make sure I got my math right.
You see why we need her here?
Appreciate that.
City gives money to the library too, right?
They do get an annual allocation.
Remember how much it is?
A lot of stuff in it.
I'm saying it's the same as we get.
It's a pretty good amount.
Oh.
Okay, so okay. So make sure I'm clear before I make the motion. We're going to combine those three line items, which total out to be 2,000. Then we're going to amend the 5325 from 10,000 to 8,500 to give a total into the job training of 3,500 into 5786.
Yes.
Does that work? Okay. So then I make a motion that we approve a budget amendment to combine line items 3011 5330, 3011 5785, 3011 5787, and moving those $2,000 to 5786, and then we will amend line item number 3011 5325 from the annual budget of $10,000 to $8,500.
I'll second your motion. Yeah, go ahead. Well said.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
I,
That was wordy.
All right, on to number 8. Discuss and or take action on funding the job training, job-related grant to the Tawakoni Library for the partnership training with the Texas Workforce Solutions for $2,500. We just need to,
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve it. We just made the
Somebody
budget
made a
adjustments for it.
question that you seconded it.
I can vote? I do vote.
You can't.
And you're taking minutes. So you're the minute writer, you're the secretary this
Okay, I
time.
was thinking you could.
No,
All this time.
I can vote, Kathy.
Oh, that's my next thing. Is we need a secretary, people.
That is not on the agenda. You were not here when we passed that.
I know.
We take volunteers each time.
We can add it to line 15 though, because I like where you're headed with that.
Yeah, I do too.
So now we're on item 8. We just really need a formal motion that we've already put it in the budget. We already discussed it last year. We already approved it previously. So now that we've amended the budget legally, we need to have another motion that we grant the $2,500 to the library for their current job training program.
I'll make go ahead, Larry. I'll make
He's
I'll
trying to
make a
get it in.
motion to move forward with the grant for the $2,500 for the TWC.
I
I'll second.
second the motion.
Larry beat you to it. All in
Sounds good.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Kathy?
I've got to take minutes down here.
YouTube is your best friend.
I know.
Now we'll go to item 9. Update on the plans to rent the 1300 East State Highway 276 building by Donna Milburn. All right, guys, so we did a great job. We're still set on the motion that we passed last time. If we rent that building out for commercial rental to anyone other than the city, we will use the realtor to do that, to manage that for us. If we make a decision that we're renting it to the city or it has to do anything with working with the city, then we will handle that ourselves between the city and the EDC. That still stands. So all I'm doing is bringing you up on a quick update. We don't have insurance on the building yet. The insurance company for the city said we need to, the way we can do that is we need to get a contractor to give an estimate for what it would cost to completely replace the building. Tracy Travers has volunteered to do that, so he will give a written estimate what it'll cost to replace it, and then Mary will get the insurance on the building. Okay. The second update is, as we know from having a new city administrator here, and very exciting, need to give this new city administrator and city council at least a few months to start to decide what they might want to do. If city council moves in the direction of wanting to build a new city hall, I've had a councilman approach me to see about possibly trading our land and building for city-owned property. So we would do a swap rather than them renting or buying it. So there's a lot of different things that are kind of being tossed around about what to do. So we're just kind of on hold a little bit to give them time to decide what it is that they think is going to be best as well. So there's no action to be taken on that. But now you guys are kind of updated.
Very good.
That's good.
All right, so we'll go down to item 10. Update on the inquiry with the QISD School Board on availability of money for the West Tawakoni City Park, similar to the money spent on the Quinlan City Park by Kathy O'Neill. Kathy, would you like to tell the board what you found out?
Okay. Jeff Irving, who is on the board in Quinlan, he returned my call. Very nice guy. He said that park is owned by the school, that the school backs up to it.
Right.
So if we wanted a park out here, then we would have to give them some land. He didn't think we would want to turn this park over. But
I don't think so.
no. But if we gave them some land, then discussion started.
Well, thank you for following up and getting that information. And I think what it does is it's nice to kind of have the issue settled a little bit for us. I know that, some citizens were concerned that school tax dollars that are coming from our residents were being used on that park in Quinlan. But now knowing that the school actually owns the park, that makes sense. So, thank
He
you.
pointed out that the money that we have, that they have right now from us, basically goes to the bus. They pick up the kids, drop off. That kind of
Okay. So there's no action to be taken on item 10. Let's go to item 11, discuss and or take action on the chamber luncheon, volunteers to help me. The luncheon is from 11:30 to 1 o'clock, and I would like somebody on the board to volunteer to come to that luncheon and help me serve the
What
food.
day is that?
That's going to,
That's on the 29th,
that's going to be on April 16th.
April 16th. Okay, I'll come.
You come?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll be there.
All right. Thank you, guys.
I'll be there at some point. Those are busy days for me.
Well, I appreciate you guys helping. We get a lot of people, and it's a little difficult for me to do
Right.
and move all the way down serving. So, all right. Let's go on to item 12, discuss and or take action on the Catfish Festival volunteer rotations for assistance at the EDC booth in the city booth. So the Catfish Festival runs from 10 to 4. I will be there at 9 o'clock to set up the booth and to get ready, and I will be there and take it down. So what I really just need is a couple of you to say you'll be there sometime between 10 and 4 to be with me for a few hours. So I can go to the bathroom, you know.
What day is this now?
This is going to be May 9th
May 9th?
in the park.
Okay, put me down.
I could be there at 9 to help you set up and stick around till noon or 1. When there.
That'd be wonderful. All
Okay,
right.
I got you at 9 o'clock. What time are you coming, Larry?
I'll be there around 9:30, 10 o'clock right in there, whatever is needed.
Okay.
Doesn't really,
I'll come in the afternoon.
Okay.
When I have a schedule of what my day looks like that day, I can let you know. Because my daughter has a softball tournament that day. So, depending on that schedule, I will be here one of the times.
All right. Sounds good.
And maybe the whole day. We'll see if my husband will do it.
All right.
And what time would you like?
Sure, he'll be around.
Yeah. He was
Definitely, I'm not sure I can stick around one that day. I'll be around.
I tried, Gus.
John.
All right, and item 13, update on the EDC state filings that were required to be sent in by April 1st. The financial review and comparison between the 2024 filings, money coming in, and 2025 filings by Mary Chumley through 2026. And Mary, so why don't you go ahead and let people know that that's been done, and then explain the sales tax chart that you
Okay,
created.
so kind of two separate things. We'll make that work. There's an annual filing that we have to do with the comptroller. It just basically says we spent our money, where we spend it, what categories did it go under. That was been filed. Everything's good and clean to go on that. With this chart here, I know Casey's been asking, and it's taken me a minute to get it. Is a chart of all of our sales tax revenue coming in since I did 2023 on, or October, the fiscal year 23-24, all the way to now. So the chart will kind of show the ups and downs as to when we get sales tax and about how much we get it.
All right, so help me understand. I'm having a little difficulty reading the chart.
Okay.
So when the graph goes up and down in terms of the amount,
Mhm.
and so it looks like it's monthly
It is.
for a period of time. So this is each month. Overall, are you able to tell if we have an increase on the average of what's coming in? Because the graph actually looks like it's pretty consistent.
That's kind of my thought on it. It was pretty consistent. You see some jumps. I don't see some jumps. Like in 25, it was in the summer months. Let's just say our highest months are like November of 23, again February, March, that May, June time frame, August, same thing again. So we've got November, February, May, June-ish, August, and November. So kind of follows holiday schedule in my opinion. But I would say that it's just consistent.
How much of this could be an artifact of when the state gets the money to us?
Well, they all get the money to us from the same dates. So between the 6th through the 10th. So these are just monthly dates. I mean, it could be later in the month prior, we could have got something a little higher.
But it's like January 6th, and then March.
Mhm.
We have to,
Yeah, they're always the 6th through the 10th. And I believe they use the month prior data on the monies that are spent. Or sent, not spent, sent to us.
All right, well, it looks like we're not losing ground on the sales tax revenue, but it doesn't look like we're increasing it significantly.
What I'll do before our next meeting, I'll take these numbers and put them in maybe a bar graph of some sort and see if we can get a little easier read on
I can send you
all
the
the trends,
spreadsheet so you have
so.
the numbers.
everything I have right here, right? What I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I can take that and then just figure out our year to year how we compare.
That sounds great.
I'll play with it.
All right, and we don't need a motion for that. You just go ahead and play with it and we're good. All right. So we'll go to number 14, discuss and or take action on selecting the next board member to take minutes for May's meeting.
Is it my turn?
I actually think it's Rhett's turn.
Oh, yes, because that was.
The chair would entertain a motion that we nominate Rhett to do it when he's not here.
Oh, boy. Why would it make a difference here? Huh? If he's here.
I'm gonna make the motion that we're gonna have Rhett do it. We're
I'll
good.
second
We're
it.
good. We're good friends. Rhett will be fine with that.
And if he's not here, I'll do it.
All right. In addition, he said he would help you with the minutes for this meeting
Yeah,
if you
he
need
did.
to, so he will do that. All right, all in favor? That's what teaches you not to miss a meeting, Rhett.
You know, Kathy's such a good girl over there, you know, she really chips right in and gets things done.
All right, and so now we go to number 15, future agenda items. Do any of you have something you want to put on a future agenda item? I've got a couple things to give you some information coming up.
We want a secretary.
I agree with that. Let's circle back on that.
Yeah.
Now that I've done minutes for a meeting, it's quite a bit. So
I know, I
Not
feel
opposed
like I
to
dozed off over here a couple times.
YouTube is your best friend, guys.
that's what I utilized. But it's,
All right, so we will definitely put that on the next agenda item. We are probably going to be approached by the Chamber of Commerce. For many years, they've had a problem with water leakage in the building. And so with this last rainstorm that happened when I went in there today, the water, my assessment is it looks like the water is pooling on the roof. You know, and I think Dina says this too, it's coming down through the walls. So the entire carpet on the backside is wet, moldy, and smells horrible. So they're going to have to do something. If we want to keep the Chamber of Commerce here in this city and we find that valuable, then they may come to us and ask to see if there's some money that can be used from the EDC to be able to do that. They also asked for the facade grant packet, so I took that to them today, so they'll be looking at that. And then I believe you have talked to Steve King with King's Marine, and he said that he may be doing an upgrade on the front of facade, and he may be coming to us for a facade grant on that when he gets to that point.
correct. It was James that I spoke with, and
Yeah,
he's going
James,
to
sorry.
be. He's actually working with the Travers currently, getting all the quotes together. But he is planning on doing a major upgrade to the outside of the building, including roofing, new facade on the front. And I did tell him about the program, and we're working together after he gets his quotes. And I'll make sure he looks at the permitting.
Yeah.
So
A very important first
Yeah,
step is in that.
it's a little piece of the deal.
Well, have you given him the facade grant application so he can read it?
No, I had you send me the PDF of it,
Mhm.
and I basically went through it with him, made sure he understood it and what the requirements were. He's excited about it. I think his next phase was just he didn't know what he's going to be into money wise. So with everything he's wanting to do, it's talking about some pretty substantial upgrades. So he was definitely excited to know that there's money there.
All right, well, that's exciting. Maybe send him that PDF, so that he can read it and look at it, just because there's some little nuances and stuff in there.
Mhm.
And that may help him when he's making decisions about, what he wants to do. He might actually say, wow, this looks really good. I might put a little bit more money into this. So he kind of knows how that program works. All right.
Sounds great.
All right, so Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor? All right, we are adjourned at 6:05.
Quick meeting, quick meeting.